Hey, if you own investment properties here in Kansas City, you already know it can be just incredibly rewarding. But you've probably also felt that other side of the coin, right? The late night calls, the tenant headaches, the constant juggling act. Well, today we're diving into the solution for all of that. We're going to break down what full service property management really means for landlord right here in KC. Okay, let's just get real for a second. For so many investors in Kansas City, that property you bought for some nice passive income, yeah, it starts to feel a lot like a second full-time job. It's not just about cashing a rent check. It's this never-ending cycle of tasks that just eats up your nights and weekends. So, let me just ask you straight up. Does it feel like your investment is running you instead of the other way around? I mean, are you spending your Saturdays showing units, your evenings trying to coordinate repairs, and just all your mental energy hoping the rent actually shows up on time? If any of that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone. And that brings us right to the heart of it, the full-service solution. This whole concept is designed to be the direct answer to those challenges of doing it all yourself. It's all about making that shift from being a hands-on, overwhelmed landlord to a truly hands-off investor, but without losing control or, your profits. So what does full service even mean? Well, it's pretty much what it sounds like. A professional team steps in to manage the entire life cycle of your rental. And the crucial part is this. They handle every single operational detail so you can finally stop playing landlord and get back to being an investor. So, how does this actually work day to day? What tasks are you really handing over? Let's break down the core services that are really the backbone of any good full-service agreement. The scope here is, well, it's huge. It all starts with marketing and advertising, getting your property seen everywhere to attract a great pool of applicants. Then comes the really critical stuff, rigorous tenant screening. We're talking background and credit checks to find you someone reliable. They handle all the lease preparation, making sure it's 100% compliant with Kansas City and Missouri laws. And of course, timely rent collection, usually through easy online portals. Oh, and this is a big one, 24/7 maintenance coordination. No more 2 a.m. calls about a leaky faucet. They also do regular property inspections to protect your asset, and you get detailed accounting and financial reporting every single month, so you always know your numbers. It's the whole shebang from start to finish. Okay, but the big question is always about the money, right? The return on investment. This isn't just about making your life easier, it's a strategic move to protect and actually grow your bottom line. So let's look at the real, tangible benefits for you as the owner. First and foremost, you get your time back. This is probably the biggest and most immediate benefit you'll feel. I mean, just imagine what you could do with all those hours you're currently sinking into management tasks. It's about clearing your schedule and just lifting that day-to-day stress right off your shoulders. This slide really nails a key financial point. Proactive management is asset protection. It's the difference between catching a tiny leak during a routine inspection versus dealing with a collapsed, water-damaged ceiling down the road. Professional coordination stops those small issues from snowballing into expensive emergencies, which preserves the long-term value of your property. And ultimately, it all comes down to the money. Consistent rent collection, fewer vacancies, because, happy tenants tend to stick around longer, and timely renewals all lead to the one thing every investor wants: steady, predictable cash flow. When it's done right, the service pretty much pays for itself by making sure your property is running at peak performance. So with all that on the table, how do you know if this is the right move for your portfolio? Let's just run through a quick self-assessment. Just a few simple questions to ask yourself. Just think about your biggest headaches right now. Is it that revolving door of tenants, costing you vacancy and marketing fees every single time? Or is it the constant back and forth trying to get a reliable plumber who will actually show up? These are the exact pain points a full-service manager is built to solve. And here's the one we don't always think about: opportunity cost. Is the time you spend on the day-to-day grind preventing you from finding your next great investment? I mean, the goal for most people is to scale, and that's just really tough to do when you're bogged down in all the operational details. And this is really the bottom line, isn't it? What if you could get better financial results, more consistent income, lower repair costs, higher tenant satisfaction, all with less of your own personal effort? If the answer to that is yes, then full-service management is definitely something you should be looking into. So if these questions are hitting home and you're looking for that kind of solution right here in Kansas City, you absolutely need a partner with deep local expertise. And that's where a company like Alpine Property Management comes into the picture. They specialize in delivering this exact, hands-off, performance-focused experience for local owners. And what sets a great local manager apart is how they do it. Alpine uses data to manage smarter, not just harder. They've got systems built specifically for our market, like a cold weather move-in process designed to handle those brutal key sea winters. And the whole thing is built on total transparency, so you always know exactly how your investment is doing. And this quote right here, it really sums up their entire philosophy. It's not just about collecting rent and fixing toilets. It's about treating your property like the serious investment that it is and actively working to improve its financial performance year after year. So if you're ready to make that shift from being a landlord to being an investor, and you want to see what a stress-free, performance-driven approach can do for your portfolio, the next step is pretty simple. Reach out to Alpine Property Management. All their info is right there on the screen. It's time for your rentals to operate like a real business, not a burden.